Hello students, today we are going to start our new chapter, Adaptation, How Plants Survive. Have you ever been to any hill station or desert? If you have been to a hill station or a desert, you must have observed the plants there. You might have noticed that the plants in hilly areas are different from plants in a desert. Plants in a desert are different from plants in a plain region. So, at the different places, there are different types of plants. Why does it happen? Different regions or places have different weather and soil conditions. For example, in desert, we have a very less water, whereas mountains are very cool. Plants growing in a particular region adjust themselves to the region by developing certain features. These features help them to survive. The process of developing special features in the body to adjust in the surroundings is called adaptation. Cactus plants can survive in a desert because they can store water, but mango plants cannot. That's why we don't find mango plants in a desert. Due to adaptation, plants in different places look different. Thus, the plants in a hilly region are different from plants in the deserts or plain areas. We can divide it we can divide plants in two categories: terrestrial or land plants and aquatic plants. So, first are terrestrial plants. Most of the plants grow on land. Plants that grow on land are called the terrestrial plants. For example, pine, fir, peepal, neem. These are the example of terrestrial plants. And the plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Lotus, water lily, tape grass, and water hyacinth. These are some aquatic plants. Now, land has forests, mountains, plains, and deserts. There are some places where it rains heavily, some places receive medium or very little rain. All terrestrial plants can further be divided into different categories. Plants that grow in desert area. Hot and dry places are called desert. There is little water in deserts. Cactus, date palm, babul, and kikar are some plants that grow in deserts. How they adapt the atmosphere there? In most of the plants, leaves change into spines. This prevents water loss from the leaves. The stems are green and they have chlorophyll so they can prepare their food. Stems also store food and water which make them fleshy. The roots spread out deep under the ground in search of water. So, due to these plants can survive in the desert regions. Next are the plants that grow in mountain regions. These regions are normally very cold and windy. In some areas, snowfall may take place in winter. Pine, fir, deodar, and these are some plants that grow in mountain regions. And the trees are tall, straight, and thin. They are usually flowerless. They are conical in shape and thus also known as conifers. Their leaves are thin and needle-like. The leaves have few stomata to prevent loss of water. The leaves have a waxy coating to prevent damage from snow. So these are the plants that grow in mountain area. Some regions are very hot and humid. Plants like teak, rubber, pepper, coffee, tea and sugar cane grow in hot and humid regions because the leaves of trees always remain green, so they are called evergreen trees. The leaves are often arranged at different angles so that they get maximum sunlight. The reasons are normally neither too cold nor too hot. Hot trees such as mango, peepal, banyan, these grow here because trees have many branches that spread around. Their branches have many flat and thin leaves, which helps in evaporating excess water and keeping them cool. Most of the trees can survive in very hot climate and mostly shed their leaves in autumn. New leaves grow again in spring season. The water-logged places are known as marshes. The marshy places have sticky and clay soil. Mangroves are plants that grow in marshy regions and they adapt this atmosphere because roots grow out of the soil to breathe, as the soil doesn't allow the roots to breathe. Such roots are called breathing roots. Roots have tiny openings at their tips. You can see in the picture that roots are out of the soil on the upper surface of the soil. Now there are some aquatic plants and these are further divided into three groups. Number one is floating plants. Some plants like water hyacinth, wolfia, pistia and duckweed float on water. Because these plants are small in size, some plants have light and spongy bodies. Stems are reduced and roots are not well developed. And leaves have thin waxy coating. Therefore, these plants can float on water. Some plants like water lily and lotus are fixed to the bed of the pond. And the reason for their adaptations are because they have hollow and light stems that keep the leaves and the flower afloat. Their leaves are broad with waxy coating that prevents them from rooting. Leaves have stomata on the upper surface to breathe easily. Their roots are fixed to the bed of the pond. Some plants like pondweed, seaweed, and tape grass grow and remain under the water because their leaves arise in cluster from the roots and do not have any stomata. They have long ribbon-like narrow leaves. They breathe through their body surface so they can grow under water. Thank you.